maaso wano tukusaba nga tukwegayira okuba nga otulunganya mu kuteesa kwaffe kuno tukusaba otuwe okuteesa okulungi otuwe ebirowoozo ebirungi tukusaba nga tukwegayira nga tusalira eggwanga lyaffe tusalira disitulikiti yaffe eno okubeera n'obutebenkevu obulungi byonna tubisabye oba tulagira okuba nga tukusaba mu nsonga zaffe beera nga otulunganya olutwala lwaffe luno abakyali makubo tukusaba obeere nga obakulembera batutuusize mu kikiiko nga balamu.
He said, you come to Chibuku. Chairman, I am here today. I got your invitation and their invitation. They had severally invited me, so you also added your voice. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you. And I want all of you, the partners, to note down these issues. Because when I respond later, I will be calling the responsible partner to come and give your input. So the issues, first of all, this is the preamble. And I captured this from the chairperson who represented all the councillors. They had the issues written down. And then the members of parliament also gave their issues. So in some areas I will summarize. The chairperson gave a very good preamble. He said, indoor residual spraying in Chibuku started in 2014. And then, at that time, they embraced indoor residual spraying. And it seemed to work. But along the way, there has been rejection. And the rejection occurred because their concerns were never addressed. Their concerns were never addressed by us. So, number one, he said there is a religious sect called Kaniriri that rejected indoor spraying from the very beginning. And at that time, 2014, he had to use, he was the chairperson by the way, he had to use police officers to spray their homes. So he expected us at that time to come and address that issue. We never. And this sect has been expanding. The rest you can add. So when they expand, the resistance also increases. Number two, he said follow-up of our activity here in Chibuku to address emerging issues has been poor. In other words, we don't come at all to follow up our issues. And the partners that are concerned with Chibuku, take note of this together with the program. Follow-up is poor. I hope that the elders of Chibuku, the councillors are taking note. If I miss something, Chairman and honorable members, you will come in later on. Can we distribute the water very quietly? Water now is not our problem. Our problem are our issues. Water will come later. Number three, there has been a continuous campaigning of the program because of the two issues. Continuous campaigning. So you can imagine from that time up to now how much false information has spread through the community. Hence the continuous campaigning. Number four, there is a myth that men have lost their manhood. They are no longer performing because of our indoor residual spraying. And some have even used that opportunity to break their homes. Chairman, I have not used your word because I don't want to use your word. But let me use break their homes. It also clearly brings out your word. Number five, the chemical that we are using to carry out indoor residual spraying to the population, it seemed to have legs. It was moving out. So the community had access. And the community tried it on their crops to kill pesticides, and it was working. So they started using it to kill pesticides. The sprayers that we were sending, of course we were using local sprayers, but they were supervisors. They never at any one time engaged the district leaders. When it was time to spray, they would go straight to the communities and do their work. There was no sensitization of religious leaders, cultural leaders, district leaders. They would just go and start spraying. So there was no entry meeting with the leaders, or sensitization, no exit meeting. It was as if we are taking them for granted. You enter Chibuku, do your work, get out, and even use the Chibuku teams. Number 7, there was no social mobilization done at all at any one time. Not on radio, not among the communities, not in any way. Number 8, when children would fall sick and they became anemic, the population started attributing it to indoor residue spraying. Nobody can demystify that. So up to now, they believe it is the indoor residue spraying that is causing anemia. Number 7, when children started urinating blood, again, it was associated with indoor residue spraying. Number 10, the chemicals that we use bring bed bugs. Number 11, the change of chemicals for indoor residue spraying from time to time is not well explained to the population. The first time we sprayed, the chemicals worked. The second time, it didn't work. The third time, we want to change. We are not explaining. Although they know that it is the malaria burden in Chibuku is not going down. So you have not explained all your interventions. Number 13, because of lack of information, after spraying, communities would either smear their houses with mud or cover it with newspapers. Immediately after spraying, after you have sprayed, they go and smear. You have not provided information. So the chairman concluded by saying, the district is not against government programs. They actually love government programs. But their concerns need to be addressed. And I think that is a good voice from a leader. Their concerns need to be addressed. So those were issues that came from the chairman. So the chairman also said the council in their sitting recommended that Ministry of Health carries out an independent research. And he said the research was done and a report was issued. Even asked me, have you seen the report? And I said yes. And the report has those concerns he has raised. So the council was actually doing its work. But on our side, there is a gap. And we must do our work. And he emphasized the need to spray with value for money. Not just to spray for the sake of spraying, which it appears we are doing. That abortions have increased and it is associated to indoor residue spraying. Number 15, this one kind of paraphrased it. There is a lot of corruption and telling of lies by the spray operators themselves. If you are a spray operator, please, I am reporting, I am not saying. The spray operators were selling chemicals to the wananchi to go and spray their gardens. But they would go and mark the houses, sprayed, 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 when the houses are not sprayed. So there is no supervision, there is no follow-up. So the houses are actually not sprayed, and the chemicals are sold away. Later on, they mingled the flour, the family ate, and they lost children. Is it true? Yes. So information sharing on risks is very poor. Risks, they are not being educated on risks. There was also a house that was set ablaze immediately after spraying. I think they are assuming that the spraying set it ablaze. I don't, maybe after spraying they lit fire or something. Take note. So the summary there was that the hostility of the community towards indoor residue spraying is due to lack of sensitization. Lack. They did not say inadequate, lack of sensitization. The program. The program is on and off. USAID, on and off. They never know when the program is going to take place or not to take place. We appear and we disappear. You're almost like ghosts. You appear, you disappear. And when you appear, you don't even engage the districts. So they want good information about how long we shall carry out this program and its sustainability. The communities also need information. Now this is number 20. In regards to use of mosquito nets and indoor residue spray. Because some of them, after we have sprayed, do no longer use nets. They need to know what to do. Now, allow me to move to our honorable members. For Namuyango, Honorable Chinobene, Honorable Mukole, all of them are concerned about what is taking place in the district. And all of them want us to explain to you people so that we can reduce on the death rate in the district. They are concerned that people are dying from malaria. And they are concerned that people don't have the information. And if you are not healthy, I think you have to find a way of putting that screen here. And Kasanda. Do you people remember what we had in Mubende and Kasanda? What did we have there? We had Ebola. And the people in Mubende and Kasanda resisted our response. Just like you are resisting the indoor residue spray, they resisted our response. And the good thing, the people who responded are these people, together with myself. And the incident commander is there. You stand up and you see. That one is the incident commander of epidemics. So malaria now is also an epidemic. It's an epidemic. So we went to Mubende as a team. And when you go to a community, the mistake we made when we came to Kibuku, we didn't talk to you people. And your chairman said it there. But when we went to Mubende, personally I went, we asked them, do you people have Ebola? Do you know Ebola first of all? They said yes. Do you have Ebola? They said no. So I asked them, what is killing people here? They said there was a rich man who had bought a very big truck. And he had to sacrifice people so that his truck is safe. So he was sacrificing neighbors around him. But unfortunately for the rich man, there was also death in his house. So I don't know whether he started the sacrifice from his house. So they say that is what is killing people. And we said, okay. Are you really sure? They said yes. We asked again. So we withdrew. When we went back, after 2 days, we asked them, do you have Ebola? They said yes. People are dying. Then we asked, do you need help? They said yes. That was good. But one particular lady, who is my daughter, she got up and said, but Honorable, for me I still think there is no help.
Actually, the minister came to bring you this now message based on the letter of the chairman and the other actions he has taken in alignment to what you are raising. So, but the point is, the other districts who went, they are here.
For receiving us in the district, for coming in such large numbers to listen to us. We care about you. Government cares about you. When I come here as the president of Uganda because I am disappointed. And whatever I am saying it on his behalf. He cares about you. He wants to see you alive. He wants to see you healthy and alive. He wants you to be productive. He wants Uganda to develop. But when we don't support the programs that government introduces, then we are the ones bringing poverty on ourselves. If I recall very clearly, PDM was launched in Chibuku. And one of the reasons why PDM was launched in Chibuku is because of poverty. It's because of what? Yes, but malaria will throw you further into poverty. Even if you go and get that 1 million shillings, you borrow it, and tomorrow your child falls sick, you're not going to keep the 1 million, you're going to use it for treatment. And yet you have to pay that money. So you use 500, you are left with 500. You have not put in place any business for you to return that money, but the debt is still there. In 3 years' time, you have to pay back. So let us work hard to ensure that we are healthy. Health first, and then we can fight poverty. But you see, to get rid of health, we have to demystify the ignorance which has been here. Manhood, bed bugs, whatever, all that is ignorance. And rise up to the challenge. So thank you very much, and for me I'm going back a very happy person, knowing that the people of Chibuku have said we put the past behind and we move forward. And we intervene in Chibuku to reduce the burden of disease. And for me I'm saying the burden of disease because it is not only malaria, there are other issues. We might even get another outbreak here. God forbid that we get an outbreak, then I find people saying we don't want an intervention. It should not happen. So thank you, and thank you very much.
We've buried the children. Just yesterday, nafunira masimwena. Enankodo balikire, wabenwa. Ewa musambe na noko balikire. Ewa yuda kiriolo balikire. Erwatama ewa wamika balikire. Enga bana abo bana balifa malaria. Awo ndikolera ku sample. Just don't sub count zekiranire. So mikwano jange. Ekintu kino ng'ebakobere tusobola okubaka lulo kintu ekindi n'eti ku bulamu bw'abantu. Tuyikirirye nze nayidawo kintu kino tinkiwakanyangako. Because I know. bana bakulu bano abakugu, they are all professionals. And President Museveni terubanga kuno lunakuwaire lumo nalowoozera nti ayinza okutuuca okuba ne Uganda oba okubakolera ekintu ekisobola okubatuucako obulabe. I remember in COVID we sat and he said let the children go home. 15 million. Baby, I cannot afford to lose even a single soul. Kyane kikukwano kulika bantu wabengayo okutwala nziiko banange kiruma n'abakansala bali anabafiisirya abaana omwezi atumwiraano yafiisirya abaana babiri odo ogundi okirya yafiisirya omwana. It's a serious matter, very serious. So tuzwano n'obusungu. Let's walk out of this place with a lot of anger to go and tell our people. Let's go and tell them the truth. Government wishes them well, and we cannot be successful in terms of fighting poverty, in terms of looking for votes, unless we have a healthy population. I want to thank you. All of you, I thank you. And we commit ourselves on behalf of leaders, honestly. We commit ourselves to go and sensitize them. And for me, I offered, let them start in my house. I have a school, Riverside. We are struggling. I had to go to Plascom to buy paint. This one they call anti-mosquito. That's the one I've used. Very expensive. A bucket is 460,000. That's what we are going through. But how many people can afford that? How many people can afford? So friends, I want to end here. I am going to have a very good sleep today. Minister, I know how busy you are. I know how busy you are with this team. They are looking after all Ugandans. Our partners, we are grateful. But I want to invite you to Chikuku. Beira, I've seen you do a lot of good things. Where I've gone, we invite you, come and work here for these people. For the sake of the children of Uganda, the adults, the elders, and the minister. I just want to make one request. Maybe while I'm kneeling. No. You know, maybe it will serve this one. Yes, you will whisper. Yes, that one you have whispered many times. The children, that's why the DHO was saying the numbers are low. Many of them die in Parisa, Ganga Hospital, Mbale. And when they refer a mother with a child to say this one we can't manage, maybe there is no blood here, the first thing, they don't have transport. So by the time they look for transport, the child is gone. So my dear sister, I know we have a constrained budget, but if Kibuku can be number one, even the other constituencies there, Kabwe is even worse. Not even a health center food. It's not there. Then you consider the other smaller ones, the health centers, these, which are also not there. We ended with care. You remember care? Care is the one that gave us the health centers. Since then, these ones you're also doing well. You have upgraded some, but the speed is still very low. While others are walking, for us we need to run. I thank you very much and God bless you.
It is unfair. It's when you're in Uganda, there are other places. People always appreciate their cultural leaders. In whatever capacity they attend the function. Because they do a lot. They do a lot. Honourable Minister, for us we lost the Igbo man. But at least we have cultural leaders present. If it's better for them to stand for recognition, we want to appreciate that they are part of this fight. We have the Prime Minister of Wales right there. And the first deputy Prime Minister, Kumanya. As we wait for that time for us to get to the Kumanya. For now, they are managing the office. I thank you so much, Honourable Minister. I want to be so much in what has been said, but we are grateful. Twaitenga, Honorable Minister. It is true we frequent her office. We write letters every day about malaria. Definitely. Actually, yesterday, Minister Namiango just said, yesterday we had 6 barriers. It was 6. Today I've had about 3. I want to assure you that we shall give ourselves, not to give you, ourselves support to ensure the IRS resumes eligibility. There's something I want to ask you. And as you were saying something there about PDM, and the issue was about because we were in Kolakida, Chonka. I want to request something. If it's not late, this year we are still celebrating the International Malaria Day. If it is not late, I request for Uganda, let it be celebrated in Chibuku. Tukusabona ko right International Malaria Day, ikibanga late, Minister ikiri. Omu Uganda lube ina. Kubanga lubawo mwezi kokuna and in January. Here. I think kiza kudaitaku advocacy on malaria related issues and this misconception people have on IRS. Omkaira nyenyero mutwe. Lastly, my dear leaders, let's work as a team. Let us put politics aside. Politics and development, the two do not rhyme, do not connect. Honorable Minister, I want to assure you, with this and whatever we have tested, I'm sure we shall work as a team, right from the MPs to the local person to ensure this program is success. Lastly, Honorable Minister, I have one request again. And if we have a Mugwere somewhere working service, especially in any ministry, that's why today we are saying we forget them and we start a new chapter. Honorable Minister, we have our own son who has been working in the Ministry of Health. And it happened that he was interdicted. You know, Manoa Isu, who are bigger Obuchi, Okumulimo. I will not bring the details here, but I just want to put the attention of the minister. He's called Karungi Moses, Kabangi Moses, Assistant Commissioner, Environmental Health. We shall share details about that issue. Nenga, it pains us. So no akaiswa kabere kali yeyongo lisika. Nakola kenenu, tulokubanga bakole leki. Nga batemere echano, ole binte enkola leki. Every ulam. So kile chakutile kubibi, I feel I should put attention on our minister. So that the king to echo, achikoleke follow up. So na akaiswa kabere kali yo akamo. Tete bakatema yo baka iliyo mulimo.
I am not going to speak much, but I just want to thank you. You've done a great job and you're a great leader. I want to thank you that you have accepted to come, even after the scuffle we had in your office. Let's say sorry, because we almost fought there. And we cried there because of our people. I'm happy that you turned heart and we are here again to ensure that we go forward. And for our partners, there shouldn't be need for any lobby. We have lobbied all of us now. And we then need just to go forward. We do not need very many months. We We just need action because we have acted. Abagwera banange mbule ebigambo bingi because so tubaire engaged. Ekyemaite waba balina opportunity okutumula okulumbe abanoonyi akalulu abali omuwululu abali mu bukulembeze tutera okuba n'enkizo okutumula okulumbe tukitumuleko. Waliwo abatusinga enkizo okulumbe niyo abakulembeze b'eddiini kubanga niyo abo bakulembera omukolo ogwo. That is where most gatherings are. Please mukitumuleko okutandika lwatya. Then no churches in gatherings banange mukitumuleko. We should now not fear to speak about it because we have all agreed ngaba opinion leaders ngaba kulembeze era ngaba gwere otutaka okubawa kusa. Honorable Minister, it should not be only about IRS. All programs and people embrace mosquito nets more than even anything else. And we produce every day. So the issue of giving me a mosquito net today, and my wife is pregnant, tomorrow is having twins, then those twins don't have a mosquito net. I will bring them here and the small ones will remain with no mosquito net. Please add mosquito nets. Number two, that because Kibuku is a special case in regard to this issue of malaria, then the interventions should be scaled up. I can assure you, whenever I go to Mbale, I don't know how many constituents I meet in Mbale because they have children who are sick, and to a certain extent, 5 children on one bed. It is terrible, and we should really, as a ministry, like I hinted earlier, we need to do something more than that, what we have been doing. Either in the budget lines, we have now your shadow minister here, who always sometimes oppose our budgets when we suggest. He is now here as a lead person. He is our chairman in fighting malaria. I am very certain that if you come with any additional fund request, most especially for Kibuku, your colleague in your position will support. May I ask a question? My brother, will you support?
Abagwele, nataka kutumula ati I will support. And I've already supported.
I thank you. When his father was the general manager of Print Park, my father was the engineering superintendent of Print Park. So he was a small boy, young but older than him. We used all to go and visit our fathers. So I used to go to Print Park to visit my father when he was really very small. So we are brothers. That's why I've asked him whether he's going to support Kibuku when this, please bring it on the floor. We support him to support ourselves. I beg you submit.
I want to declare before you that as leaders of Kibuku district, including our members of parliament, honorable councillors, religious leaders, opinion leaders, cultural leaders, technical persons, LCC chairpersons, RDC, COW, EHO, everybody. Today, I don't know what's the time. 21 past 8. 21 past 4. Before the Minister of Health, Dr. Honorable Rose Jena Cheng, we have made a collective decision to embrace all government malaria interventions, including IRS and conditional. Doctor, I promise, and on behalf of the gathering here, I commit the district. We are going to support, we are going to mobilize, we are going to intervene in all means to ensure that malaria interventions in the district are successful. Such that it reduces the death rate in the district as a result of malaria, a preventable disease in the district. I want to promise our implementing partners, we are at your disposal and we are very ready to work with you. I also want to appeal to you that where you get challenges, we are available and we commit ourselves to support you. I also want to request you, and Honorable Minister, I want to say this. Whenever we shall have issues, please, we shall let you know, we shall communicate to you. Immediately you wrote to me and you responded in a technical manner. As I told you, I've been in local government for some time. Started as a councillor, time chairperson, chairman, again I'm here. Which means people have trust in me. A request, Honorable Minister. I've captured so many issues regarding health in that report. Kindly spare time and go through. Once Bukwere Center 4 is elevated to a hospital status, we shall be very grateful. And equally, in other constituencies, if you could give us Bukwere Center 4, honestly, I believe you have the capacity, and you're a popular minister in this country. Nothing can fail you, Honorable Minister. Lastly, Honorable Minister, Kibuku being a rural district, as you have heard, Kolera Kida, whatever, we are trying to come up with this innovation, but as we talk, our hands are handicapped. DHO is actually seated in the stores. And I don't, as you have promised, I don't want you to come back here and here they will make you sit in an open place like this, Honorable Minister. You have a long hand. With the support of Honorable Namiango and my brothers here. What I know in this country, you almost talk to His Excellency on a daily basis. Please do the needful and give us any support within your means. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you the mercy.
And all the other leaders who received us in the district today. This was prior arranged at our request, but also at the request of the members of parliament and the chairperson of the district. And the reason for this meeting today was to resolve a stalemate that had occurred in implementation of our malaria interventions on the ground, and particularly the indoor residue spray. Because there have been a lot of myths and misconceptions surrounding indoor residue spraying here in Chibuku district. The leaders and perhaps the population, I'm saying perhaps because the population listened to their leaders, believed that the indoor residue spraying was not working, and that too was associated with many other issues, including increasing the burden of mosquitoes, impotence, increase in bedbugs, and many others. However, when I prior engaged the chairperson on that issue, he clearly indicated that sensitization of the communities was not adequate on the issue of indoor residue spraying. And I want to appreciate today that we have resolved this issue, and the chairperson and his executive, together with our members of parliament from this region, have made a declaration to support indoor residue spraying. It has been a while since we stopped the indoor residue spraying, and the result has been a heavy burden of malaria in this district, with its attendant high mortality rate due to malaria complicated with black water fever and severe anemia. And it still continues. And yet, the surrounding districts, Phuket, that accepted indoor residue spraying, together with other malaria interventions, have seen a drop in the malaria burden and very low mortality rates. And so Chibuko has been like an island on its own, with a very high mortality and a high burden of malaria. So our meeting today also addressed some of the misinformation and disinformation that has been going on within the communities. But we also took the opportunity to emphasize the fact that leadership matters, because it is the leaders themselves who can spread the correct information. In addition, malaria is prevented, and it can only be prevented at the community if the communities themselves embrace the interventions that we have brought as government. But for them to embrace the intervention, they need to understand why the intervention and if there are any associated complications of the intervention. But also, in addition, we have to take note that government has a right to protect its citizens and to ensure that the citizens are healthy and remain alive. So there is no government that will bring an intervention that is a risk to the lives of the people. And because a nice intervention was rejected, the people's lives have been at risk. Now we are relying and depending on the leaders in Chibuko district to spread the correct information, to reassure the population that indoor residue spraying is safe. Indoor residue spraying will not only reduce the burden of mosquitoes, but also reduce malaria. Because when we get rid of the mosquitoes that carry the plasmodium, then we are reducing the burden.